Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Thursday edition of the Computer America Show. Charles Tyndall is back and live with us, and got a great show planned for you. Computer technology news in the first hour.
3 minutes until showtime.
Brought to you by Slimware Utilities. And then the hour two, we're going to have Coalition. Now, Charles, I don't know if Coalition is going to go the full hour because they don't have that much to talk about, so we might have to just go back to news.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, I killed the Intel story for obvious reasons. So.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Okay. All right. So sit back, relax, and.
Probably should have said that before you hit broadcast.
Yeah, I know, but what the heck? Let's see if we can do a little pro XPN promotion in the first hour. By the way, I don't know if you've seen. You ever look at the home page? You see, I've added the logo.
My logo or Pro XPN logo?
Pro XPN logo. I added their logo.
Okay.
2 minutes until showtime.
Let's turn the sounds off for the show because she's going to want to talk. No. Oh, no. Are you a soccer fan?
What?
Are you a soccer fan? Oh, you're not a big sports fan. Never mind.
No, not a sports fan.
Whoa.
What?
Pro XPN is super special.
Why?
Because they're the only sponsor like on the main page.
Yeah, I don't want to try to
1 minute until showtime.
Yeah, it's a limited special offer, so I wanted people to see it.
Well, this is gold iPhone 5S.
Who?
I'm reading the blurb on Pro XPN. Craig uses it on his gold iPhone 5S.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds.
Here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, certified ethical hacker, and what is it, professionally evil? Something I learned today from a colleague, Charles Tyndall.
You're professionally. What makes you professionally evil?
Professionally evil. I am paid to be professionally evil. People pay me to do hacker stuff.
That's right, and you do a good job of it too.
Actually, I've got because I'm using that slogan for a temporary period. I have to kind of give a shout out to the people who I'm stealing it from over at Secure Ideas and Kevin Johnson, who, if we still have the spot available, may be open to the Third Thursday Hacker Show.
And I'm just getting a message here from our second hour guest that he might not be able to make it. So, and if he doesn't...
Wow, it's going to be a lot of news.
There'll be a lot of news if he doesn't make it. So we'll just see how that goes.
Oh, we can call Nate. I know Nate's not doing anything. Like, Nate, save us from ourselves.
No, Nate was here all yesterday and did a really good job. And but
That's why you should come back, because I missed it.
exactly. That's not in stone yet. We don't know yet. He may be here. He may not be. So we'll just have to see.
Okay.
So anyway, welcome into a Thursday edition of the Computer America Show, and we did have a good show planned for you, and we still do. It's just that it looks like we're going to do a lot more news stories than we had. Now, why does your thumb hurt?
My thumb hurts because I went shooting.
What did you shoot?
Well, that's classified.
Okay.
But my thumb was I misplaced my thumb. I put my thumb where the slide on my my semi-auto goes, and naturally the slide won. So.
The slide one.
Yes, it cut a nice chunk out of my thumb. It kind of sucks.
Oh.
See,
Yeah. So you can't type then.
I can type. I
You
just
can't.
gotta use these fingers.
Yeah. Okay.
Space bar's kind of screwed, and typing like this.
Yeah. Well, do you touch type or do you not normally?
It depends. If I'm thinking about it, like if I'm trying to think about what it is that I'm typing, then I have to look. You know. But if I'm not paying attention and I just go, I touch type. It's fine.
No. Anyway, all right. Well, as you said, we covered a couple of number of things with Nate Evans from popzara.com, and it was a good show, as I mentioned. And so we're, I think we're just going to do news. Now, of course, tomorrow we're going to have our show reminder winner of the week, and maybe we should take this momentary this opportunity to promote our good friends over at ProXPN. We have a special offer from them, and maybe we should just talk a little bit about that now and sort of get that out of the way, or do you want to wait till later on? Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you go to our website, what we've done is we've enhanced it. We've actually put the logo for ProXPN on the home page, so it'll give you a chance to click on it. And please do so. When you do that, it'll take you to the special page that we have set up at ComputerAmerica.com. And the idea here is that oh, good grief! Look at this.
What?
Isn't this just lovely? My browser just died. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it goes.
Firefox?
All right, so it's telling me now I have an unresponsive script, and I don't know what that is. So anyhow, when you click on it, we have a special deal going on with ProXPN.
I think you got something else.
Why don't you tell people what ProXPN is while I
first,
basically it's an open VPN solution, correct?
Craig?
Charles?
Can you hear me?
Or did I lose you?
Craig? I can see you, but I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Okay, well, we're having a little bit of a problem here, some technical difficulties, and I am not sure what is going on at this point. So
I'm not sure either. Let's see here.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I'm still on Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, he can see me and hear me, but Firefox is having a problem. And I think it's all the news stories that I've opened up here, and I think they're just basically causing me a problem here. And I don't know if I'll be able to get out of this. This was the Netflix story, and let's see if I can at least try to close that. Charles, why don't you go ahead and take the show? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, they won't hear him. That's right, because
unless you can hear me now.
He is on Google Hangouts.
It's interesting. The Hangout.
Google Hangouts is having a problem here. Let's see if we can do this. And see if I can make that happen. Okay. She says, well, okay, well, at least Dee says they can hear, but I'm just having a technical issue here with But with what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to basically. Okay, well, it's trying to get in, but I have an unresponsive script, and that's what seems to be the problem. Maybe I can close this tab here and get out of this, and try this. Let me see if I can go back out of Hangouts, and see if I can get this working. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but we're having a problem. So I'm just trying to get this to work.
Testing 1, 2.
I think I've loaded too many things at too many times trying to get this to. Trying to get this to work. Technical difficulties. So I'll tell you what. I'll just see if I can put out of this. Let's see if I can do a force quit. That's all I can do at this point.
Oh, no more Craig. No more Craig. Well, I don't think you were going to get it over Blog Talk now, but for those of you who are watching the live stream, right above the chat room there, let's see who can hear me. Can you guys hear me in the chat room if you're still watching? I know we've got viewers, we've got all kinds of stuff going on in here. Craig's computer appears to have collapsed. I think we were going to do computer and technology news, but I guess we're going to wait because it doesn't go over Blog Talk this way. It only sits here like this. So, it's now a one-man show. Who's watching me? Why so quiet? Jack in the chat room, can you actually hear me? Can you see me? I'm doing something. I don't know what's going on there, but I think we're having issues. Yay! Fort hears me. Oh, Craig's gone. I think Craig had to completely reboot his computer. Well, sweet. Okay, well, it's not going to go over Blog Talk Radio, but I guess we can do the news and see what we get from this one. Let's see, what did I have for the news this afternoon? I know Craig has already vetoed one of my favorite stories, or what was going to be a favorite story. Let's see what we got here. Wait for it. Wait for it. How about a popular Twitter app gets hacked from WTXL.com and go away Adobe, you're evil. Popular Twitter app gets hacked. Wednesday, users of the popular application for Twitter known as TweetDeck were treated to a mess of random pop-up messages. According to USA Today, Twitter attempted to stop the security issue on TweetDeck by inputting a code fix that was supposed to stop the problem that didn't work as planned. Soon after, TweetDeck was taken down for over an hour to reattempt the fix, tweeting out, "We're temporarily taking down TweetDeck services down to access." Oh, wait, there's Craig. Oh, wait for it. Whoa, your computer's rebooting while I'm doing the story from WTXL TV. Craig. All right, I'm doing the news. All right, bye. Anyway, so going on with the story, soon after TweetDeck was taken down for over an hour to reattempt the fix, tweeting out, we've temporarily taken down TweetDeck services. We've temporarily taken TweetDeck services down to assess today's earlier security issue. We'll update when services are back up. ABC News reports that several major news outlets on Twitter were affected by the intrusion, including at the New York Times, CBC News. CBC News is a thing? BBC Breaking and BBC Breaking. The hole caused by the security issue allowed hackers to spread potentially dangerous computer script into a tweet. A variety of random pop-up messages popped up throughout. Craig's back. Throughout holding messages such as cross-site scripting in TweetDeck, or Yo, according to the website Verge. In an interview with USA Today, security expert Trey Ford from a Boston security firm Rapid7 described XSS, or cross-site scripting, as cross-site scripting. And the attack occurs by simply seeing the malicious tweet on the application. Once inside the app, the code could spread by retweeting itself to other accounts. Originally, the hole was believed to only affect the desktop program of TweetDeck, run by Google Chrome. But, they found a hole in Google Chrome. That's rare. But users on Internet Explorer 9 were also reporting the issue. It would have been funny had it been like, Google Chrome was affected, but Internet Explorer was not. Released 6 years ago, TweetDeck was the first third-party app for Twitter that became popular with Twitter users. In 2011, Twitter bought TweetDeck for nearly $40 million. I just want one piece of that. That would have been great for one. Let's see, we're going to go on. For those of you out there who are high-speed Netflix fans, you enjoy watching that. Oh, he's back. Is he back? Yeah, I don't know. I think Craig's having some serious technical difficulties. Let's see. Yes, I'm doing something for it. I'm doing something completely different. And yes, the revolution has begun because Charles has fully taken over. For those of you out there watching us on the live video stream, I apologize. Craig, our host, is having some technical difficulties. I have a feeling he got hit by this TweetDeck hack. I don't know what's going on. But let's continue on from computerworld.com. If you guys are Netflix users and you've been listening to this whole net neutrality battle, I'm sure it got discussed last night. Sorry I missed it. Net neutrality happens to be, companies out there are trying to get you to pay to play and double dipping on organizations just so they can provide information to you. If you're a fan of net neutrality and not allowing these tools to be able to infiltrate your information and control what it is you see and hear, check out fcc.gov/comment and get your comment on. But continuing on, computerworld.com, Netflix continues to thumb its nose. Craig is back!
Yes, I'm back. It's just I had a total system meltdown. That's actually a first.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Continue to recover from your system meltdown. Get us connected back up to network, and I'll finish the story.
You already are on. We are on network right now.
Oh, well, cool. Welcome back, network, and the rest of our listeners. This story continuing on from ComputerWorld.com. Netflix continues to thumb its nose at Verizon in bandwidth fight. Netflix is not backing down after Verizon last week threatened to sue it for displaying an error message that blames ISPs for low-quality video streams. Way to go, Netflix. Continue doing what you're doing and being a pioneer in the free internet world. In a letter obtained by the online publication Quartz, Netflix General Counsel David Heyman fired back at Verizon about who is at fault for poor streaming service. To try to shift the blame to us for performance issues arising from interconnection congestion is like blaming drivers on a bridge for traffic jams when you're the one who decides to leave 3 lanes closed during rush hour. The June 5th Netflix states, I think the letter from Netflix states is what they meant to say. In its original letter to Netflix, Verizon called the streaming media company's warning message misleading, saying there's no basis for Netflix to assert that issues relating to playback of any particular video session are attributed solely to Verizon. Netflix said it was merely letting customers know that Verizon network is crowded. It determined that by examining the difference between the speed at which Verizon network handles Netflix traffic at peak versus non-peak times. Hyman wrote that the internet performance-related alerts are part of ongoing transparency efforts to let consumers know their Netflix experience is being affected by congestion on their broadband provider's network. Netflix not only calls out ISPs for what it considers subpar bandwidth, but also provides an ISP speed index for customers to measure just how bad it is. According to Netflix's index, Cablevision ranks the highest with 3.03 megabits per second throughput, while Verizon ranks 10th out of 16 ISPs with 1.9 megabits per second. In May, the University of Michigan published its 19th Annual American Consumer Satisfaction Index, ACSI. very closely looking like ASCII there.
Yeah.
Telecommunications and Information Report, which showed Time Warner Cable and Comcast with the lowest customer satisfaction ratings. Both ISPs experienced decline in user satisfaction in the past year, with Comcast falling 5% to 60 and Time Warner dropping by 7% to 56. ACSI has performed its annual Consumer Satisfaction Index survey since 1993. Let's see, this past year, the contrast between fiber optic / satellite and coaxial cable provider satisfaction has become stark. On average, customer satisfaction with fiber / satellite is 8 points higher than cable, 68 compared to 60. The ACSI report said. And the best large cable providers, such as Cox Communication with a rating of 63, falls well short of even the lowest scoring fiber / satellite provider, Dish Network. Charter Communications is a notch below Cox, tied at 60, with Comcast's Xfinity brand, which declined 5%. Nearly 3/4 of all U.S. households now have broadband internet connections, which means that more households have high-speed internet service than in landline telephone service, down to around 60% as of 2013, the ACSI said. As the number of internet users grow, customer satisfaction with service retreats, sliding 3.1% to an ACSI score of 63. The bottom rating among the 43 household consumer industries measured in the index. Higher subscription prices, unreliable service, and slow broadband internet speeds continue to pull ISP customer satisfaction down, according to the Customer Satisfaction Report. Netflix, continue to do what you're doing. I am a wholehearted supporter. In fact, I'm going to reach out to you and see if you want to sponsor the Computer America show, or just me talking in general, because what you are doing is awesome. You are a pioneer. You are leading by example and doing what you can to show that these people are complete tools and they're not doing their jobs, and they're just trying to suck more money out of more people. Way to go, Netflix.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. This story here from the Tech Times: AT&T defends value proposition of DirecTV merger. Did you hear about this?
Mm-hmm.
AT&T is defending the valuation of DirecTV as it attempts to purchase the company, but has come up against concerns that it will result in a monopoly and reduce competition. Still, AT&T says the move would deliver cheaper and faster internet and television services for users. Okay. The deal, AT&T is proposing a $48.5 billion merger deal with DirecTV, which was first announced in May, and now the two companies are pushing their case with the FCC that the merger would actually increase competition in the market, even as other companies argue it would reduce such competition. The two sides are arguing that the merger would give them more mobility in negotiating better programming deals with channels, including Disney's ESPN or Viacom's Comedy Central, which have been taken off a few cable packages across the country in recent months. That you see that a lot. You'll be watching a cable company, and then all of a sudden the channel will disappear. What happened? The Weather Channel was like one of that, but they came back.
Actually, we had something similar happen around here. It was if you're watching the Ellen show at a particular channel here, like, it disappears. It's funny. Like it's like, this channel is blocked by your provider, and then you switch to like the HD variant of it, and it's there. It's just funny. They have too much control.
Really? That's not a good thing.
Nope. Mm-mm.
No. Well, anyway, the Weather Channel debacle was basically, that they had, and now they have two weather channels on DirecTV because they brought them both back. It was sort of like a compromise.
So they axed the first one.
Yeah.
And then the first one was like, you really want to play this game with us? Okay. And then they got a backup one, and then the original one came back, and they couldn't get rid of the backup one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. Yeah, it wasn't good. But anyhow, why don't you take another story, because I'm trying to get through this technical issue here that I'm having here with this.
Okay, let's go to venturebeat.com. Me and I know Mike Cermak both want a Tesla. So coming to you from venturebeat.com, 5 reasons Tesla wants you to use its proprietary tech. Tesla releasing its patents to the will of the public and private sector is certainly a bold move and leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Like, why the heck would it do something like that? Here's some theories on what sparked the company to clear the path to the creation of compelling electric vehicles. Number one, publicity. Remember the Hyperloop, Elon Musk's beautiful and well-illustrated idea for developing a super-fast transit line between LA and San Francisco? It was a theory that garnered Musk a lot of press for being a crazy genius. Publicity stunts are not new for the startup entrepreneur, and opening up Tesla's patents likely earned Musk major kudos with the open source community. While it's certainly noble, opening the patents is a verbal agreement until those patents expire. Using the tech they protect is a risky business move. Number two, Tesla has the EV battery market cornered. So far, no car company has been able to develop a battery as efficient and long-lasting as Tesla's. There are hybrids, and there are short-range EVs, or I believe it stands for electric vehicles, and there are luxury EVs, but none of them offer Tesla's sport car-like handling and the capability to supercharge on the go. The rest of the electric vehicle market severely lags behind Tesla's tech, and it potentially holds back the industry. Opening up Tesla's signature technology could help breed electric innovation beyond Tesla and maybe reinvigorate the electric vehicle development. Side note, that's cool. You know, this is the same approach that Google took when they released the Nexus 1. You know, they were tired of developers all having crappy smartphones.
Yeah.
Apple was the only one who was really doing a smartphone. Android was out.
Well, you know, one of these websites you said is evidently really got something nasty on it, and it's really bogging down my system. So
you've got me somewhere because I can hear myself.
I can hear you too.
Yeah, but I can hear myself through your speakers, but it's gone now.
Okay.
Anyway,
well,
this is really cool.
I think we need to, even though I'm using all these utilities, something in here, one of these stories is really, really bad, and it's just messing everything up.
Okay. This is why I don't open all of my news.
I might have to shut this down.
Again? Well, let me get this to where I want it to go.
Yeah. All right. I just shut it down, so hopefully that helps. Charles, are you there?
I'm here. Craig?
Yeah.
Craig, can you still hear me?
Evidently, I can't do the news stories because the news stories, some news story is just bringing my computer to its knees, and I'm hoping by closing that, we're back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Or not?
I don't think you can hear me. I think we've lost you
It's just
again.
a disaster.
Bad news. Bad news. I know the people out there in the streaming internet world.
I just saw
you can
John.
still hear me. Yeah. So I've got Craig in one ear.
Yeah, we're back now. I think we're back.
Craig, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
All right. So anyway, as I was saying,
I can't do these news stories because something in one of these news stories is just hanging my computer up badly. It's got something in there. I got malware bytes up there, and it's just, and not malware. I mean, adware. It's just ad block, and it's just terrible. It's something.
Go one at a time. Don't try.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one at a time. Although when I go one at a time, you see, then I can't preview them in advance to see how they're doing.
Well,
okay. We'll have to. That's what we're going to have to. I think what we're going to do is in the future to avoid this type of debacle is that I'm going to have to get the news stories before we begin the show, so I know that there's not something on one of these web pages that's interfering with our operations.
You had them before the show started.
Well, but I did not fire them up. I usually fire them up when we're doing in the second hour, usually after the guest, because our guest was normally going to be in the second hour rather than the first. and so I bring them up during the. But evidently, there's something on one of these web pages that's really, really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do them one at a time, and that's the only thing I can hope for at this point.
Okay.
All right. So we did the Netflix story.
I was doing the Tesla story, but I guess.
All right. Well, you finish the Tesla story, and then I'll continue on. I'm doing them one at a time now.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it. I lost my. Okay, so again, my comment for this one is Tesla, way to go for opening it up to the open source community and trying to spur, people into innovating and creating new and better technology so that we can all benefit from it in the future.
What was that?
That was you coming on to AIM.
AIM. That's I have all the sounds turned off the AIM. I have that turned off. That's great.
I don't have mine turned off. Oh no, that's not you. Never mind. You're like, I can turn these sounds off 1 second.
Yeah, I think those sounds are coming from you.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Never mind. Preferences. Blah blah blah.
Is the Tesla car the one that Mike Cermak is getting?
Yeah, it's the one both of us want to get.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both want we both want it to turn into a huge deal, and I would love to have me a Tesla. That would just make my day.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, the Tesla, good job making your stuff open source. It turns into giving people the spur to be able to make their own renditions of it, to be able to create, to be able to make something better. And you're creating your own competition. So very, very proud of you. You rank up there with Netflix and your coolness. But going on to number 3, not enough consumer interest. The U.S. has less than 30,000 electric stations and plug-in outlets for the 170,000 electric and hybrid vehicles on its roads. Most EVs only go 75 miles to 125 miles before they need to refuel. Additionally, electric cars take anywhere from 40 minutes to 15 hours to charge, depending on the level of voltage coming from the plug. The average person, therefore, has a lot of reason to pass on an EV. Opening up supercharger stations and Tesla's patent could spur innovation and interest in electric vehicles, especially in the creation of EV at lower prices. Enthusiasm for electric cars is number 4, is cooling. Toyota, one of the top sellers of EV and hybrid cars, struck up a partnership with Tesla in 2010 so it could take advantage of Tesla's battery technology for an electric RAV4. Despite Tesla's definite cool factor, the car didn't sell well. In May of this year, Toyota allowed its battery supply contract with Tesla to lapse and has said it's shifting its focus entirely. The whole experiment showed that consumers just may not want a fully electric vehicle. And we'll continue after the break.
All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, and the IRN Radio Network. We're sorry about those technical difficulties. It does happen from time to time. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment. Animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program, crowded shelters in the South, to homes are easier to find. is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hello, this is Marty Winston for Computer America with a News Tips Bulletin review of the HP and Instant Ink. We'll let the tail end of works with selected printer models, SMB, small and medium business scale, monitoring the number of pages they print, and based on that, automatically reordering ink, which is shipped to you. The lowest tier is $2.99 for 50 pages a month. To let us review it, they provided an HP Envy 5530 all-in-one printer, a decent performer that could be a good idea for a small business or somebody just starting out, or even occasionally for college kids who have a lot to print. The program anticipates when ink runs out, so chances are you get the refill before the printer runs empty. The weakness is that if you're really consistent, or you're not sure how many pages you print, you could easily sign up for more or less ink than you need. If your usage is consistent, the program's ink pricing is better than retailer pricing. We note that this represents lost revenue to retailers. Bottom line, for many people, the new HP Instant Ink program may prove a good value, and one of its supported printers, the HP Envy 5530, is more than capable as an SMB workhorse. This is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
And that was Marty Winston dialing into my brain yet again. Thank you for the news tips, Marty. Have you ever tried one of those printers with the auto order ink type thing?
No, I have not, but it sounds really amazing. And,
I don't know, man. It's kind of futuristic. Like, you know, we always hear about the what are those things called? The smart refrigerators that will go ahead and add, that will do They will do what is it? They'll order like food for you or whatever it is when it thinks it's time. You know, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, we're just having all these technical difficulties, and I don't know what else to do. You say you hear me? It's breaking up. Do I sound?
coming back. And it's not like every other word is breaking. Coming back, it was like sentence nothing. Pick up the following sentence. You know, sentence nothing.
What about now? What about? I mean, you hearing it clearly now?
Now you sound okay.
Okay, well, maybe it was the music, or maybe it was just overloaded. I really don't know. Were you listening to us on the Boost Radio Network? Which stream were you?
No, I'm talking about through the Hangout.
Through the Hangout. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was listening to you through the Hangout, and I didn't get anything. It was doing it. So.
But you hear it fine now.
So far.
Okay. Well, we'll continue the show. I have found that our guest is going to be with us in the second hour. I've just gotten during the break. And for some reason, I'm turning red.
You were turning red.
I don't know why I'm turning red. But I don't feel warm in here.
It could be warm.
Could be. All right. Well, no, it's not. It's not warm in here at all, as a matter of fact. Well, let's continue doing these stories. Again, we're doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And according to this story, from a Comcast Wi-Fi hotspots to count on routers in homes.
Yet another way for Comcast to screw you. Sorry.
The Comcast plans to turn thousands of wireless internet routers in private homes in the Bay Area into publicly available Wi-Fi hotspots. The service is part of the cable giant's ambitious plan to offer customers and non-customers access to about 8 million hotspots in 19 of the largest U.S. cities. It could also lay the foundation for a wireless phone network that could compete with carriers like AT&T. Comcast customers might feel uncomfortable about the company converting their wireless gateway routers into a public network, whether it's because of privacy, security, bandwidth, or energy concerns. But Comcast says less than 1% of customers in other regions that already have the service have chosen to opt out. This includes subscribers in cities like Seattle and Houston. Do you think they even know about it? Maybe they're not opting out because they don't know about it. To date, the home hotspot has been well received where it has rolled out, said the director of communications for Comcast. The Comcast hasn't given a timetable for when the service will roll out in California, but an announcement could come in the next month or so. The service uses technology embedded in the new Aris Touchstone telephony wireless gateway modem, which Comcast leases to its customers. Those who own their modems won't be affected. The gateway generates a second encrypted network signal named Xfinity Wi-Fi, visible to anyone with a Wi-Fi enabled device within range. Having an Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot in your home makes it easier for your friends and relatives to connect, and it provides better protection to your private in-home Wi-Fi network. You won't have to share your password with a babysitter or a house guest because they are connecting to a completely separate Wi-Fi network. None of their activity is counted against your homeowner account. I should certainly hope not. Comcast's top-tier internet subscribers can log into the public network for free. Lower-tier customers and non-customers get 2 free 1-hour sessions per month, then are charged a fee by the hour, day, or week. Comcast says there shouldn't be security problems with the private network as long as the customer has already taken the proper precautions of having a strong password and up-to-date antivirus protection on computers. And the company maintains having an extra wireless signal radiating from a customer's home won't raise electricity consumption, publicly identify users' home addresses, or even affect the speed of their internet connections. What do you think about this, Charles?
It would piss me off to no end. So you're telling me you're going to limit my first you're going to limit it or make me pay more for it. Now you're going to use it as a free hotspot to undoubtedly push advertisement through anybody who happens to be in my area and gets latched onto your thing. No, thank you.
The initiative is an attempt by Comcast to compete with wireless carriers such as AT&T, which has a large network of Wi-Fi hotspots via businesses, including in major chains like Starbucks and McDonald's. Comcast also has a network of business customers that provide hotspots, and it has established Wi-Fi beachheads in public places such as stadiums and parks.
I feel they have to pay for it. I feel that Comcast should have to pay someone to be able to use your internet as a Wi-Fi hotspot. And I think the guys who are out there who are signed up for it, like with AT&T, they get something from AT&T in order to have this free hotspot just kind of hanging out there. I guarantee it. There's no way they don't. And Comcast, being the stingy tools that they are, I guarantee you aren't going to offer that to people. They're going to be like, oh, look, you're now a hotspot. Congratulations. You know, oh, you want money off your thing? Sorry, we can't do that. It's our hardware. You're using it. We want to be able to use it for this. Goodbye.
Well, Comcast is going to be turning on the residential Wi-Fi hotspots in multiple cities this month. They're already up and running in many cities where Comcast provides service, like Philadelphia and Indianapolis. About 3 million of the hotspots were expected to be active by this week. Well,
which means they're just turning on a second portion of the stock. Like you can buy Wi-Fi routers from them. You can buy a Wi-Fi router directly from those guys and get it from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
Oh well. Why don't you take another story?
Let's see, which one did I have up here? There was something else. How about the Snapchat Messenger?
We got a caller.
Oh, cool.
Let's see what the caller wants. And see if we can.
Have you been ready?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to Lunchbox. Computer America, Craig Crossman. Hi, Lunchbox. How can we help you?
Not really that I need you to help me. I just wanted to speak about what you were just talking about with Comcast.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, are they going to... Here's my question. You already have to typically rent your modem from them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're expecting you to give free Wi-Fi out to the public, but you have to rent their equipment. That just seems counterproductive.
Well, they can't do it unless you're using their modem. You see, if you have another modem, yeah, it won't work. So it only happens with their equipment. They can do this. That's the first thing.
This is assumed. This is assumed that what they're about to do is they're going to amend their service agreement, and basically they don't have to amend their service agreement because their hardware service agreement already says plainly that they can do with it as they choose. You're paying for access, and if they see that you've got this wireless router here or this wireless connection that belongs to them, why not just go ahead and open it up and turn it into a hotspot? We can do that. Yay, we're cool. We're Comcast. We get more people on our network, and we get to push more stuff to it. But in the end, you're right. It is counterproductive that you, the consumer, are paying for them to advertise to more people instead of them paying you.
However, you're not paying for that time. In other words, somebody accesses and starts downloading or doing whatever. Those charges, you're not paying for that. You understand that, right? You're just giving them access, but you're not paying for that additional time that they're using.
You're not liable for what they do. But
Exactly.
Here's the second part of it. Comcast is a shared network. The more people that get on it,
the slower it gets.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what happens when you have multiple houses in an urban area that are doing this, and you have a bunch of people latching on to this shared network? So not only are you paying for them to advertise and broadcast this Wi-Fi, you're also limiting your own network connection. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. We agree with you, but we felt that we needed to report this story so that people can hear it. But I think you're absolutely correct, and you make an excellent point. And I and Charles both agree with you. It is ridiculous. But I don't know if it can be stopped. That's the thing.
I have Charter, which is an offshoot of Comcast, and they barely can upkeep their nodes as it is. Matter of fact, they had a node that was malfunctioning. And matter of fact, it wasn't even transmitting a key frequency, one of two required frequencies to maintain high-speed internet. And it wasn't until I noticed that I was dropping packets left and right and called them out did they even know there was a problem. So what's going to happen when they put more stress on a network that's already decaying as it is?
Yeah, now it's interesting because I myself use Charter. Okay, I'm in the Carolinas. I don't know where you're located, Lunchbox. Where is it? Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay. But I do enjoy. I get 100 megabits per second. I don't know what speed you're getting. I'm getting 100 megabits per second right now. The service into my home.
Yeah, but you pay for that.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I'm paying for it. I pay about $70 a month to get 100 megabits. What's your speed, Lunchbox?
It varies. Sometimes I'll get 25. Sometimes I'll get 60. But they don't even offer 100 here anymore. They used to. Mm-hmm. I inquired about it, but they don't. And once again, it doesn't matter if you do get 100 megabits down, if you're dropping packets so much. I mean, I was dropping 70 to 80% of my packets, and while I was doing a bandwidth test, it still said I was doing like 50 megabytes down, or megabits down.
But that's obviously unacceptable.
I mean, and if you talk to anyone with knowledge about Charter, you'll find out that they have not been doing a good job upkeeping their network, their nodes, especially their nodes.
Now, again, as a Charter member myself, I'm just going to tell you what I'm experiencing, and so far. And I rely very heavily on the internet because that's part of what we do here. It's part of my business to do this, and our broadcast actually goes through the internet links that we have now, And I have to say, 99 times out of 100 when I do a speed check, I'm usually in the at least 90 some odd megabits per second download. I mean, it's been very reliable. I mean, when I have an outage, we have an outage. There's no question about it. Fortunately, there are not very many. But now I'm not saying that that's true for all areas. But in the Carolinas, at least where I am, they seem to have it under control. At least for now. Where you're located, obviously, that might be a different story. You know, I guess it's part of it is, you know, where you're located, where you're physically located. I'm sure that makes a big difference too. And also where I'm located, the population density is nowhere near what yours is, Lunchbox. So it would be considered to be more rural, and so there are less people on the net. So I guess that's another factor too. I guess, you know, there's so many different factors involving with internet speeds. All I can say is, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I am in an urban area. It's just, the problem with internet is that you don't have many options to choose from.
No.
You can go with DSL or ADSL2, which if you want to go at a snail's pace, I guess that's fine. But
yeah.
I don't want to pay, you know, $40 a month for 6 megabits down.
No.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, over here the customer service is just god awful. Their upkeep is sketchy at best. I've actually had to instruct their support on 4 different occasions on how to correct a problem and check for a problem. And on one separate occasion, I wound up actually billing Charter because one of their installation technicians screwed up a friend of mine's system, and I had to come in behind him.
Wow. Well, as in the words of,
did they pay that bill?
Yeah. In the words of the former President Clinton, I feel your pain. You know, so you know, I guess you don't have, there are not that many alternatives. That's one of the things that we're talking about is, you know, when you want to go, although if you're in a metropolitan area, you do have some alternatives. You mentioned DSL and ADSL, but again, they don't compare it to the speeds that you're going to get with cable modems. So,
well, yeah, and then the cost is nowhere near the same. I mean, to get even half of what I'm getting now, I'd pay at least double, and that's. What was the recent ranking? We're like 38th in bandwidth in the entire world,
yeah.
And yet we pay the most.
You know, maybe Google Fiber will become it to your area, and everything will get better then. You know,
one can only dream.
Yeah, one can only dream, and one can only hope. Hey, listen, Lunchbox, thanks so much for calling. Good call, good points, and please keep listening to the show. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Bye bye. All right.
Did he come in on Skype or?
No, he called in 347-884-8881. Yeah, we could. That was the fan noise we were hearing in the background. That he had his computer, you know, going on. But 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you through. Email is live, LIVE at computeramerica.com. So let's. You know, obviously people are. I guess it all depends where you are. You are doing okay, Charles, right? Your internet speeds are pretty good.
No, right around the same time, and we're on a business class trunk, so this shouldn't be a problem for us, but right around the same time every day, our network just collapses. Like, not collapses, but, you know, it slows to a bitter halt, and or at least slower than what, you know, a company like mine needs to be sustainable, you know, which is funny, because the network speed on Comcast goes really, really slow, and then we switch on the full office VPN, right? When we switch that on, our speeds jump back up. So it's not a congestion connection from us to Comcast trunk. It's Comcast network itself that's screwing us up. It's, you know, we start seeing signal loss, we start seeing all sorts of fun things happening, you know, packet loss, and we don't understand why. So we switch on the VPN, and as soon as we do that, our network connection stops being wonky. You know, so it's truly, they can do what they want to whom they want, how they want, because who's going to stop them? You know, who's gonna say, you know, you've got this stuff you need to take care of. I'm gonna go switch to another provider. If you don't, they're gonna say go for it. You know, one of my buddies just moved here. My buddy who just moved here from Wisconsin, right? He was on Time Warner there, right? Time Warner has a I don't want to say a contract or an agreement or anything, but they're in bed with Comcast. So he moves here. They say, "Oh, we noticed you moved to another service provider. Let me introduce you to Xfinity." And we're like, "Seriously?" Like, you're really just one big company under multiple names, so you don't get to be called a monopoly, and that's a problem for me. You know, I mean, we broke up. Remember, didn't they break up Microsoft because Microsoft had too much stuff?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, sure, exactly.
They broke up Ma Bell because Ma Bell was too big. Now we've got Comcast and all these other idiots who are flying just under that threshold, right? Just under it, so that the Fed doesn't step in and say, "Look, we're breaking you up."
Yeah. Well. Oh, let's see. Let's do this other story here. This one is from TechCrunch. Facebook Messenger adds tap and hold video sharing.
Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat feature. You know, why tell with text when you can show with video? Facebook Messenger is diving deeper into visual communication with a new option to instantly record and send short videos similar to Snapchat. The feature comes to iOS today and is rolling out to Android. Messenger adds pre-recorded video sharing and split-screen selfie camera in April, but now you can tap and hold the camera button to fire off a mini movie. The updates come days after Facebook's full-fledged Snapchat competitor Slingshot leaked into some international versions of the iOS App Store before being swiftly removed. The app's core mechanic is that the ephemeral photos and videos you receive can only be viewed if you share a reply. The accidental release foreshadows an imminent official launch of Facebook's latest standalone app, which will have to build an audience from scratch. But quick video messaging has already proven itself a hit, so Facebook giving it to Messenger's 200 million plus users. Well, that's right, Facebook, yeah. The camera defaults to the front-facing selfie mode, but you can flip it around to show off what you're seeing. This is not the synchronous video chat Snapchat most recently added, but instead a synchronous in-app video messaging. Also in this update is the ability to tap and hold the thumbs up icon to send a bigger like instead of typing K, cool, or all right. Snapchat has found huge success through visual conversations where people shoot photos and videos back and forth in rapid succession, like text messaging but more personal. Still, while Snapchat has grown popular, it's widely thought to still be smaller than Messenger in total user count, and dwarfed by Facebook's total population of 1.28 billion people. Companies got a lot of.
I can tell you a number of people that they don't have.
Yeah, who?
At least one.
One. You know, when I'm talking to them. Companies get a lot of deserving flack from journalists for cloning each other. In the end, though, what matters is making a large number of people happy. Great artists steal, right? But no matter what Facebook steals from Snapchat, it's the fun-loving, trend-setting community that's invaluable. Okay. Any comments on that one?
Is my barrel clean?
What are you doing?
I'm checking the camera to see if the rifling in my barrel is clean.
Oh, looking down a barrel of a gun.
You were actually you were just looking at. Let me make sure not to put my serial number on the internet. You're just looking at the actual barrel of a gun.
Yes,
not down the barrel, not down the barrel of like a loaded gun or anything. You're just looking down a barrel.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning my gun while you're talking. So.
Yeah. Well, coming up in the next hour, we're going to have Coalition. It's going to be joining the show.
I'm hoping they're going to jump on the same bandwagon as us and be like, yes, we need to form a coalition of small internet providers to overthrow this abusive Comcast.
No, that's not what they do.
Oh, wrong kind of coalition. Damn.
Wrong time. It's CO.ALITION. Okay.
Is that their domain?
No, they believe in something, the evolution of carry, and and it's
Evolution of carry, like concealed carry permits.
CARRY, carrying something. Yes. Carrying something. Yeah, and we're going to be talking to them momentarily. Now, do you think I can try doing this one more time? Let's see if we can.
Don't mass open them. Go one at a time.
No. Pro-XPN. I want to give them a little promotion because
yeah.
They're on our homepage now, and it's a limited special offer. So we're running out of time. But here's the thing. Whenever you go online, and you and your computer, are probably in danger of, with your privacy being compromised. You're hearing all these things going on, especially when you use an open Wi-Fi connection at Starbucks or a favorite bookstore or
Comcast hijacks your personal internet to use it as a Wi-Fi hotspot.
And they can block whatever it is you may be doing based upon what you're doing. Based
on your geographic location.
Yeah. So. But with Pro-XPN, you don't have to worry about most of that. I mean, Pro-XPN is an open VPN solution hosted here in the U.S., but also in places like Amsterdam, London, and Singapore. So when you're online, you actually appear as though you're located in those cities. Listen, it's 100% secure. I use it. Most of my staff uses it. It's got a very strong encryption. It's 2048 bits with a 512-bit tunnel. This means that Pro-XPN protects you online and it protects your privacy. This is the way the internet was intended to be. If you have a Mac or an iPhone, or Charles has an Android phone, it actually works for.
It actually doesn't work on the gold iPhone though.
Yes, it does. They have an app.
Specifically Craig's gold iPhone.
Pro-XPN has an app for Android phones that actually adds OpenVPN to Android, which it doesn't have. So you don't have to use PPTP, but if you can use it because Pro-XPN supports that as well. If you use a desktop, Pro-XPN has a Mac and Windows versions. It gives you advanced control. You can select ports. You can connect to startup. And here's something really cool. You can select which programs should be shut down in case your VPN connection goes down. Here's the deal. You can go and try Pro-XPN for free. But really, the premium version is so much better and faster. Really, normally it's $10 a month or $75 a year. But if you use the code COMPAM, COMPAM, short for Computer America, you get an additional 20% off any membership you choose. And once you do that, it's good forever, right? Look, you need this now more than ever when you go online. Okay, it's the best VPN we've tried. Again, ProXPN.com. Use the promo code COMPAM. It's right there at our homepage at ComputerAmerica.com. Click on the Pro-XPN logo. You can see everything there, and it'll take you to a special page that will get you all the great deals. Just use the code.
To a special place.
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Coming up, we're going to have the Coalition on the show. Interesting company. They got some interesting products. This is the Computer America Show on the Boost Radio Network, on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. We're going to be right back momentarily. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live. It's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@ComputerAmerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, certified ethical hacker, Charles Tendell.
And we continue on in the second hour of the show. We just did computer technology news, and we're having some technical difficulties tonight. I don't know. The technology gods are just...
We're having more difficulties?
Well, yeah, they're just angry at us, but we're going to try to do what we do, and
the show must go on, Craig.
The show must go on. This is true, so let's see if this is working. And the only way I'm going to know it's working if we introduce him, and we'll see if it happens. Now, before I do the introduction, Jeff, are you there? Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. You have to turn your speakers off. Why? I thought Ben had it all cleared. You have speakers that are blasting, are they not?
I have no speakers on right now. No.
Okay. Well. All right, our guest this hour is from Coalition, that was founded off one simple idea, the evolution of carry. They believe that carry is an art and is always evolving. Therefore, they're devoted their lives on finding the best ways for people to carry what's important to them. No matter what lifestyle people lead, everyone needs an efficient way to carry their belongings in an organized, accessible manner, hands-free, without having to balance stuff on their head or strain their backs. And here to explain further is Jeff Popp. Jeff is Coalition's president and co-founder. Hey, Jeff, welcome to Computer America. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. So, tell us a little bit about Coalition. Why did you decide to the company itself? Give us a little bit background how all this kind of came about. Okay.
Well, we actually started a pack brand a few years ago, and we've mostly dealt with outdoor pack designs. And we decided to start Coalition. We actually, a few years ago, we got the concept and started designing and working on our first product. And just recently, we announced it and launched a Kickstarter for that. And the whole basis behind Coalition is kind of filling this niche we saw in the urban carry world for people commuting, students, business travelers, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so basically, you make a product that allows you to carry all the technology, because I mean you have all these different technological things. You got your phone, you've got your tablet, and what else, and so I mean, can you give us just a little bit about how this kind of evolved? I mean, why did you decide to go with the pack? How did it lead up to all of this? Give us a little history or background.
Yeah, so basically we saw an opportunity because the whole thing this came about is just the simple idea of the evolution of carry. And it's the idea that, the way people have always carried has evolved over thousands of years. And we just saw this opportunity in this whole new wearable technology thing going on and realized that no one had really addressed, the way we carry technology. There's been products that you actually, you put your computer in, you put your tablet in, and there's pockets and you carry it around. There's really been nothing with technology integrated into a backpack or briefcase or anything that actually works with your devices. So, we live in a digital age, and, that's the whole idea of evolution of carry. We now need to address more than just carrying physical objects. It's actually, people need to know how to carry and organize thousands of digital files as well.
All right. So, you finally came up with this idea of this pack. This is like it looks to me like you have two products. You have one is with provides power, and the other one provides power and a hard drive. Are these products available yet?
Not right now. You can actually back it on our Kickstarter campaign, but they will be available by the end of the year. We're looking to get that stuff out by about November. December at the absolute latest.
Okay.
And really the difference. Would you want me kind of to go into the difference between the two products?
Well, let's start off with the first one here with the Colfax, which is power. That seems to be the basic unit. Give us a little. What does this do? And kind of give us. It looks when it's closed, it looks like a backpack. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And in fact, it is a backpack. Now, what makes this different from other backpacks out there? What is it that it does?
Well, it goes back into that whole thing of evolving carry. It actually has smart technology integrated into the actual fabric of the pack.
Okay.
So it's not just a normal. I mean, from the outside appearances, it does look like a normal urban backpack, but once you get into the guts of it, and there's all sorts of things going on.
All right, let's talk about some of these things that are going on. All right.
So in the basically our base unit, it has a computerized smart charger, and that's integrated into a way that it kind of makes it mindless and easy for people to charge their USB devices. So your phone, tablet, GoPro camera, anything that's USB based, and you can charge it on the go. Now there's like mobile batteries and all sorts of things coming out that people like throw in their existing packs and carry around. But what makes this a lot different is the fact that it's actually a computerized charging unit. So it's not a dumb battery that just dumps power in your device. It actually has a computer chip in it, and it knows how to regulate power coming in and out of the device. So it can basically charge your devices as fast as possible and as safely as possible without frying them.
Okay. And so you have different pockets in there for different products, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's different pockets in there, for tablets, e-readers, your laptop, your phone, really anything.
Okay. All right. So now, I encourage people to take a look at this because it's kind of hard to just mentally envision this. And if you go to our show notes at computeramerica.com, you'll see today's date, June the 12th, and we actually have a link to the Coalition website so you can see these products for yourself. Charles, have you had a chance to take a look at these?
Nope, not yet. But I'm listing, and I'm thinking, they're just. I finally get what the coalition, the carry thing was. But I thought you were saying something different when you said carry. But it seems interesting. It's just more of an evolution of things we use every day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, all right. For example, it has its own. It comes with this is a pack. It costs $349, right? And it's a smart charging power supply pack, is what you're calling it. Okay. So why don't you list or just tell us some of the things that are in here in this pack? What is, in other words, is there a battery? What is in here?
Well, basically, there's one unit that's integrated into a pocket inside the pack, and with it, it's encased in like a hard weatherproof plastic, so and it's also shock resistant for any dropping issues. But that main battery unit is where it houses the battery and the computer chip.
Okay.
And then from the battery, out comes the dashboard, and the dashboard is actually where you plug in your device. There's a mini USB for power in, and then just a regular USB 2.0 port for power out.
Okay, now I'm looking in the pictures that I'm looking at. It looks like there's a little white unit that has three green lights, LEDs.
Yeah, that would be the dashboard.
That is, you call that the dashboard, and so is that like a docking station of some sort?
Yeah, that's where you would plug your devices into, and then you can actually see the battery unit that's integrated into the pack. Okay. So you really only see and function with the dashboard, and it's also a completely buttonless device. Once you plug a device in, it senses power on demand, so you don't ever have to worry about turning it on or off.
Now, how do you charge this thing? I'm looking. I see the battery pack kind of guy. It looks like this little white thing that's tucked in there. How do you charge that? You want to just plug it in somewhere, or?
Well, yeah. So there's an external.
Oh, there's the plug.
You don't have to open any part of the pack. All you do is open a little zipper in the bottom of the pack, and the cable that charges the pack comes right out of that pocket, and you plug it in the wall. So you're literally plugging your backpack straight into the wall. And that charges it up, and you just charge up that battery unit, and then you're on the go, and you have power with you to charge your devices while you're on the move.
How long does the battery last? And I mean, how many charge cycles can it get? I mean, off of one of these packs, I usually travel with my laptop and my iPad and my phone and my different tablets. How much charge can I get out of this thing?
So really, this is meant to be like a bridging mobile device. We want to design it so it's not overly bulky. Basically, so we wanted something lightweight and streamlined. So we just wanted something to get you from point A to point B, like throughout the day while you're working. So really, we say it can give out a couple phone charges.
Okay, so it's not a charging station per se. It's more of a trickle charger for your devices then. Well, I mean, so what we found is really most people don't need to charge their. I mean, it all depends on how you're using it. But most people, what we found in our research, only recharge their pack maybe once or twice a week, or once I'd say once every week or two, just because what we find is like even it's two full phone charges for most phones. But the thing is most people aren't draining their phone entirely and then recharging it back to 100% and draining entirely. We find most people sip off the power supply. So they'll, see they're getting a little low and they'll plug in for maybe, 20, 30 minutes throughout the day.
So, just using it like that, and then, getting to, then by the time you're actually at an outlet where you can plug in and charge again, we've never really found an issue running out of juice. And I mean, we've traveled all over the world with this pack, 2-3 days on end and not having to recharge our pack.
Now, when you do have to charge it and you're overseas, you have adapters or things to match the different standards from different places, different countries, or is this primarily for use in the U.S.?
Well, right now it's primarily be used in the U.S. It can work internationally because the power in cable actually is a USB cable. So, I mean, if you were international, you could plug into your computer and have that plugged in, like have an adapter somehow there. Or if you just had an adapter, it would work because it has a 2-prong adapter like what comes with an iPhone. It's just a little white cube.
Yes, I've seen that.
Plugs into the USB and goes into 2-prong.
Sure, yeah, exactly. And we're seeing more and more devices, even in homes and at airports. They're USB. As long as you have a USB, you can just plug it right in and charge that. But again, most devices you can get that little. If you have the Apple, for example, when you buy an iPhone, it comes with that little cube where you can take any USB device. It doesn't have to be an Apple, anything USB, and plug it in and charge it that way. And
yeah, it seems like. But see, USB just seems like kind of a universal charging solution anymore. And for the packs we ship within the U.S., we will include that USB to AC/DC adapter with the product, but anything we ship internationally, we will not. So it's pretty much up to the user to take their adapter for their USB phone charging cable and use that with their pack.
All right, so you have that, and you have the power supply, and now the power. What is it? A lithium ion? What kind of power source are you using?
So lithium polymer battery. So it actually, even if unused power is stored for quite a while. If you haven't used it, it won't drain easily.
Okay. Is it watertight? I mean, if you're walking outside in the rain, is things pretty much protected from the weather?
Yeah, and so the housing that houses the actual computer chip and the charging and the battery are very water resistant. I mean, it's just on their own, we would absolutely back that up. But our heritage is in building technical packs and that can stand up to the elements. So I mean, we've definitely built this pack to handle electronics. I mean, we know what we're doing as far as fabrics go and weatherproofing and durability go. So we made sure we took every step to make sure everything's protected.
Okay, so this is your first product that you're coming out, correct?
Under this company, yes.
Yeah, and you're calling it a smart pack. I guess. So what makes it smart? I guess is what I really want.
Well, there's a couple things. I mean, it's the only computerized charging unit out there. I mean, and it's integrated into the pack. But I guess what really makes it smarter is the next level up, which is what we call the Colfax PhD,
which we're going to talk about momentarily. Okay, and because in the chat room, when there's some activity, they're saying, well, why can't I just go about the way I'm normally doing it, or clipping something on my belt, or and I guess why would this product be different and better than just buying, let's say, a pack and a mobile USB battery and a charger off the shelf? I guess that's what they're asking.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because we do get that question, and the difference is that for some people that's totally fine. Some people just don't care and want to do some solution like that. We made this product because we found there's a growing number of people out there who really care about having a nice integrated solution that's better than just chucking something in a pack and rigging it yourself. Like I said, you can get some USB charger, but it's still a dumb battery. When I say dumb battery, it means it has no computerized regulation at all. It dumps power into it. You have no idea how full or empty it is. It has no pass-through charging technology like ours does. It's very different. I mean, there's plenty of people like myself, and I think looking at a company like Apple is a good, example of this. Is I don't know they necessarily invented anything crazy. They basically just took existing components out there and integrated them into beautiful design. And our product's really for people who appreciate great functional design, and seamless integration. All that people have to do is plug their pack in. They don't have to worry about losing their USB charger or, having wires everywhere. It's integrated in a way that makes it really useful and mindless for the user.
All right. Well, I'm just reading some of the comments in the chat room here because he says it sounds very trendy, but they're saying he's a lunchbox in there. He says, but a backpack is bulky. whereas the other ones aren't. I guess it all depends what how much you're taking along with you. I mean, if you're a true road warrior, I guess they're still using that term today, right? You need a way of organizing all those things. Otherwise, I mean, Charles, what you would take your things and put them basically in I know when you went to CES, and you would you had you had like how many different products that you carry with you?
Yeah, we had a good number of stuff. We had I think we had 3 laptops, we had 2 iPads, the microphone, and both of our phones, so it was 2 iPhones. And we were rocking those out throughout CES, and there were plenty of occasions where we were thinking, this is going to die, we need to get this, where we were going to do a recording, but we had to skip it because we didn't have juice to do it, and we were like, let's go back to the hotel, we'll juice up for a little bit, we'll come back, and we'll pick up where we left off, and normally that ended up, with us, sleeping.
Yeah, and we like this all the time, and we're at a lot of trade shows and traveling at airports and all that stuff. We take pictures of people constantly. They're huddled next to a wall outlet, trying to charge their phone, and we just kind of chuckle at it. I mean, because really, like, I don't know, some people really realize like that this is something that really is cool. And of course, you can just chuck a USB charger in your pocket or whatever. But I mean, this is a better solution for people who want a truly integrated.
Well, let me ask you this. Lunchbox is another good question. He's asking Lunchbox, whoever you are asking great questions. He says, would this be, in your opinion, would this be able to produce enough juice, for how many devices? How many devices and for how long?
So, as far as like charging like a, iPad or phone.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to tell exactly. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, you can get about a half charge on an iPad because laptop or iPad batteries are very similar to laptops. They're pretty large, and like I said, a couple charges on a phone. So I mean, it's definitely possible to go throughout a day. I've done it plenty of times traveling, like switching back and forth between an iPad or charging a phone, and I've been perfectly fine with it.
For the entire day.
Because I've never found I've been away from a wall outlet long enough that I'm going to run out of juice. All I need are those quick boosts if I start to get low.
Okay, all right. Well, makes good sense. So now we talked about the first product. There's also a second product that you have, which takes all this and adds a hard drive to it. Now, what's with the hard drive?
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to, have something that really took it to the next level and not just offer, computerized smart charging. We thought when we were addressing the needs of like digital carry, like this is where it comes into the whole evolution of carry thing I was talking about earlier, is people need to organize and carry thousands of digital files now. And the thing is the market is growing so fast with mobile handheld technology. People a lot of times are even like leaving their laptop at home and just taking their iPad and phone or whatever because you can do so much with those now. So we wanted to address mobile technology. And part of the issue is sometimes if you have a lot of digital files like movies, music, all sorts of work files, that clogs up an iPad or an iPhone pretty quick. And so we wanted to address actually being able to take those with you and access them as easily as possible wirelessly on mobile devices.
Now, how is the iPad or the iPhone connecting to this device? I'm assuming there's got to be an app that allows them to do it?
Yeah, exactly. So we basically wanted to make something. So yeah, when you turn the pack on, it will create its own Wi-Fi network. So it creates its own Wi-Fi network, which you access through your mobile devices, and that's how you access all your files.
Now, what's the encryption on this Wi-Fi storage container? What kind of encryption is it? I'm assuming there's got to be. I mean, if we're walking around and we're seeing Charles's pack hard drive, what does that look like? I mean, I've got to enter in a code. Is there a pairing? How do I make the connection to this wireless hotspot?
It would basically be like any Wi-Fi network. You can secure it the way you would any other Wi-Fi network.
Okay. All right. So then walk me through this process. So I've got one of these packs, right? Mm-hmm. I've got my Wi-Fi storage device in my pack, or my pack is my Wi-Fi storage device. It fires up. I take my smartphone and I find the wireless network, or I use the app on my smartphone to connect to it, or how is the connection made?
Once you turn on the device, then you open up your tablet or your phone, and then you actually look for the wireless network and connect to that, and then you get in the app, and then that's how you access all the files.
Right. Okay. So then there is a time there where the encryption and everything else for it, or when do you set up the encryption? Do you take it home and plug it into a computer? Do you use the app itself? I mean,
yeah. I mean, when you set it up, you use a computer to set it up, and that's how you put your settings and personal information and security and all that.
Okay. Now this hard drive, how long will it run? You know, it's broadcasting Wi-Fi. I'm assuming going to be at least a 7,200 RPM drive, or maybe if you're Apple, it's a 5,400 RPM to conserve on power and all that other stuff. But you know, it's sucking down battery itself. So you've got to have a battery, a Wi-Fi broadcast system, something that carries firmware in it, and then on top of that, the hard drive. So this thing's sucking down some serious juice. How long does that thing last?
The battery on its own will last for 10 hours.
Wow.
Sorry, the hard drive will last for 10 hours on its own.
That's good.
That's active use. That's not just sitting in standby.
Yeah, that's active use.
Huh. Okay. And does it vary depending on use, if I'm accessing pictures or pulling a movie off of it or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, that type of stuff would definitely use a little more juice. And you can actually even get, I mean, that's 10 hours on its own. I mean, you can actually wire the hard drive into our computerized power supply, and you can get more charge out of it as well. So, I mean, really, you can get more than 10 hours out of that hard drive if you're using the juice from the battery and its own battery.
Okay. Well, so basically the cost of the products again. The first one is going to be a suggested retail of $349 for the Colfax.
Correct.
And power, and then the Colfax PhD, which is clever because PhD could be, you know, it says for power plus hard drive, and that's $495. And what size hard drive is in there?
That's a 500 gigabyte hard drive, but we'll also be offering a terabyte and 2 terabyte version as well.
Okay, and again, integrated into the pack. Now, obviously, you can remove the hard drive. Assume it's like an external drive. You can remove it and offload information if you want to from it.
Well, you can open up the compartment to a certain amount so you can plug into a computer, but we're going to make it so the user cannot remove the hard drive. It just creates warranty issues. So, I mean, we're going to make it, if they really want to, they'll be able to remove it, but once they cut the piece of webbing or something we stitch in, then the warranty is void. I mean, so they can remove it if they want to, but we're trying to discourage people from doing that just for warranty issues.
Now, okay, what kind of security mechanisms are on the drive? Like, you know, I know a lot of travelers, like me, for example, if I travel with an external drive, it's encrypted. You know, it requires additional steps to be able to pull data off of that drive, and with it being permanently attached to a bag like this, you know, I see that incident in the airport where it's, you know, do not leave your bag unattended. Please report unattended bags. You know, what is there anything mechanism on this preventing me as the malicious bad guy from snatching up this bag and reaching in there, pulling out this hard drive, and either A, plugging it into my computer, or B, taking it out of its enclosure and plugging it into a computer just to pull data off of it?
Yeah, I mean, basically someone stole your backpack, I mean, or snagged it, you would have to basically cut it out of the fabric to get it out. It would not be easy to get out.
Right, but if I steal one of your bags and I know that this is the one that's got a hard drive in it, or I'm assuming it's going to have a label on it somewhere that says, you know, battery pack plus hard drive or something like that, and people are going to see these types of things and they're going to think, you know, what's going on here with this pack? What can I do with it? You know, what can I use it for? You know, they see that there's a hard drive in it, and now suddenly the data on that hard drive is valuable. And I don't mean to pick on you, but you know, I'm a professional hacker, so it's kind of my job to think this way. And looking at there's got to be another layer there that prevents me from just arbitrarily picking up someone's pack and suddenly getting a hold of this data.
Well, I mean, how is that really different though than anyone having a hard drive just in their backpack in general?
Understood, but most hardcore. But again, this is a hard drive that I can pull out of my bag. I can plug into my computer, and I can either do a whole disk encryption, or if it's a Seagate or a Western Digital, it's got a built-in firmware that allows me to do encryption on it. So if I've got a traveler drive with sensitive information on it, I can lock that down. That's what I'm asking. Is
you'll be able to do that, absolutely. And I should mention, we did partner with Seagate on this drive.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there.
I mean, we're pack guys. To be honest, like we're not really, I mean, we know a fair amount about electronics and stuff, but we're definitely not. I wouldn't consider us whizzes, but we know a lot about pack design and designing stuff like that. So when we had this concept, we wanted to make sure we partner with the right people who really know what they're doing as far as the electronics go.
Jeff, I just want to know, do you think you'll have to offer the option of a solid-state drive? You just want to know because obviously they're not subject to the failures of a mechanical drive, especially in a mobile environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would love to eventually offer solid state. Yes.
Yeah. So you think that's something you might offer in the future then?
Yeah, exactly. We definitely have some more plans with this for the future, but this is just the start of it all.
Okay. Well, that was my last question to you before we say goodnight. Is that what else are you thinking you might be doing? Where are we going to see this in the next 6 months or year? What else do you want to do with it?
Yeah. So I mean, really, I think one of the biggest opportunities I think we have with this with what's going on with this pack, and we got this request probably more than anything, designing packs, no matter what it's for, is the application into the camera and video world. Mm-hmm. Getting this pack in the hands of photographers and videographers who are on the road and need all that storage and wireless uploading and power. We see there's a ton of potential in that market. Like I said, that was our hands down. When people know we design packs, that's the #1 request. Design a new photo pack. I mean, people don't seem to be very happy with what's going on with photo packs. So we could really design something great for that world, and with the integration of, smart technology like the charging unit and the hard drive, we could have a really great product.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff, listen.
We've got some listener questions in our chat room out here. Jeff, if you got a minute, and I think we've got exactly a minute. Do you have any of the specs on the hard drive, or is that just it came from Seagate and you put it in its own box, or they made it specifically for you? Like, is the drive a normal 7200 RPM, or is it a slower speed read drive? Does it have any type of, say again?
It's a 5400 RPM.
Okay, so 5400. So are there any shock absorbent technologies built into either it or the pack? And
well,
I guess
the drive is meant to be mobile. So that's something that's addressed in when we designed the pack and we're talking about the technology we're putting in. It's designed. It's definitely designed to be on the move. It's not really a desktop drive, so keeping that in mind, that we definitely have taken those precautions.
Jeff, we have to take a break. We'll be right back. This is Computer America. Stay with us.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now available to the general public to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for drivers to call who own a vehicle that is less than 10 years old for a free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number is 800-483-2514. Drivers who are covered with this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair again. This is the auto coverage now sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-483-2514. 800-483-2514. That's 800-483-2514.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number. 1-866-663-MyTV. The more cable TV rate go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MyTV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV.
Hi, this is Marty Winston for Computer America with a News Tips Bulletin review of something that just came in a package from Stockholm. It was the DeGauss Labs Pocket Couture in-ear 3-button Android headset. The earpods wear little rubbery hats. So overall, they are sitting more completely inside the ear canal than most earbuds. They are sensitive. A handset can drive them to really too high sound levels. When they're overdriven, they distort a little, and a wise or user can take that as a sign of hearing under threat. The sound reproduction is good, but the best headphones step out of the way of listening, but these always seem to make their presence known. Big deal for most people. The mic side is more of a compromise. When we called our landline voicemail, the audio quality was a bit muffled. Not unintelligible, but not remarkably clear. Bottom line, most Android mobile gear users will find the DeGauss Labs Pocket Couture in-ear 3-button Android headset a satisfactory choice. This is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
And thank you for that, Marty, with the News Tips Bulletin here on the Computer America Show. We are finishing up with Jeff from Coalition about his new pack. And Jeff, we've only got like a few more questions. Craig is there too. If you guys got a question for our guest or you've got general questions, give us a call, 347-884-8881. The number again, 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you through. Or join us over on our live interactive add-on chat room at computeramerica.com. You know, I'm there, Craig's there, our newest member, Lunchbox, hanging out. He's got a lot of great questions, a lot of good interaction going on here. You know, we've there's a lot of good stuff going on. Right above that is our live streaming video brought to you by the folks over at Otherworld Computing. Great stuff from great people for all your Mac needs, all the way, even your legacy Mac. Celebrating 25 years of awesomeness. Check them out, macsales.com. Let them know that Craig or I sent you, just so they can say, hey, Craig and them are cool. They're doing their thing. Anyway, Jeff, let's. Like I said, only a few more questions. Don't want to take up a whole lot more of your time, but it was I forget what it was. What was my question? Impact resistance on the pack. Is it built into the pack, or is there something in the hard drive? Is there something in the hard drive itself that does that?
So when we built the pack, I mean, we built plenty of foam. With the compartment it's encased in is definitely built with a lot of protection. The outermost, the thickest foam is actually the part that faces the outside of the backpack. And then there's plenty of foam on the inside of the backpack as well. So it's very well encased and protected by the pack. And then, the drive itself, I mean, it actually is, impact resistant as well. I mean, it's meant, like I said, it's meant to be a mobile hard drive. So.
Okay, cool.
Lunchbox is back again. I think he has a question for you. So let's see. Computer America, Craig Crossman. Hey, Lunchbox.
I do want to apologize real quick about the quality of my mic. I recently broke my other one, so I'm using a backup.
Okay.
And my question is, okay, so you have this Wi-Fi built into this backpack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it ties directly also into this mobile hard drive.
Yep.
My question to you then is what makes this better than what's currently on the market when it comes to backing up your data on the fly? I mean, short of being out in the wilderness where there's no signal, this product doesn't. I mean, there's free products like Dropbox, other cloud services. I mean, what really draws the buyer to purchase your unit above what's free and currently available?
Because unlike services like Dropbox and all that, I mean, it's like your own personal cloud that's with you all the time, and all you have to do is turn it on, and you don't need to rely on having internet connectivity. So I mean, with Dropbox, you would basically have to have some sort of internet connection to access your files that are on there from your mobile device, and you would be using data on your phone to do that. Whereas this pack creates its own Wi-Fi network. So if I pull my phone out and connect to that network, I'm on wireless. I'm not paying for data I'm using on my phone. I'm accessing that all wirelessly, and I know I can be like constantly on the move and not have to worry about internet connectivity to get my files.
Let's see. Also, my concern also is with the hard drive itself. We're talking a 5400 RPM green hard drive. They're not designed for constant use. They are designed strictly as backup, and they use actually more energy on average than your typical solid state drive. And as Jonathan pointed out, they're prone to problems like magnetic interference could cause issues, where solid state drives, they're shock resistant, no moving parts. The risk of mechanical failure just from normal use is negligible. So why are you going with a lower tier hard drive instead of a solid state, even though solid states have gone down in price recently?
Well, I mean, this is still a good drive. I understand the concerns, and like I said, this is just the start. I mean, we would love to expand and be able to offer solid state drives as well. I mean, but this is kind of a new concept, and we really need to keep the price point within realm. I mean, within grasp. I mean, really, it's an expensive backpack. I mean, because it has this technology integrated in it, and there's really nothing like this that exists yet. So we needed to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's developing. So
yeah, it's developing. Yeah, exactly. All right.
May I ask one final question?
Sure.
I know I'm taking over your show, and I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, these are questions that the consumer is really going to have. You say that it'll give about a half a charge on an iPad, which only really allows for maybe a few hours of extra use. I mean, for a person that's on the go where they would need a product such as yours, why not go with something with much bigger millivolts, something that could really charge a unit fully, so while they're out and about. I mean, I understand that you're trying to save money and trying to keep the weight low, but to have access to a hard drive and only be able to charge your device halfway, I mean, you're really not going to get a full use out of your product. Or what's your counterpoint to this?
Yeah, but you are though. I mean, I've been using this product. I mean, I've been traveling. I travel more than most people I know, all over the world, Asia, everywhere, and I have never had an issue running out of power. Yeah. I mean, it's really, like I said, meant to be a bridging device. I mean, and a half a charge on the iPad is pretty significant. And it's not, like I said, it's like most people aren't draining to the end and then just charging it all back up right away. Even a half a charge on an iPad will last you a long time. I mean, I have several iPads, and I'm actually pretty shocked with how long they last. I hardly ever charge my iPads.
Okay, well, Lunchbox says it's a new product, and let's see what happens and how it comes in. He's going to be making more improvements as time comes along, but he needs to get it out, and he has to start somewhere. Okay?
All right, thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, thank you for being here. All right, bye-bye. All right, well, listen, Jeff, we wish you best of luck on this. And, again, if you want more information about it, go to computeramerica.com, go to our show notes page, and we have a link to the Coalition website. It's www.co-alition.com. It's there as well. And thanks for being with us here on the show tonight, Jeff.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, you take care. Have a good evening. Good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, 347-884-8881. We'll get you on and get you through. And we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish out with this with computer and technology news, and we'll finish up some stories here. Again, the computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And we got a couple other stories that that actually Ben provided, and they're actually
we have to stop referring to Ben as Ben. Ben is now and forever will be Pickle Chipmunk.
Pickle Chipmunk.
he must remain as Pickle Chipmunk.
Yeah, exactly. So this one about this story here from BGR, breakthrough in solar cells tech paves the way for cheaper access to sun power. Did you see this? This is kind of cool. Two scientists from the University of Toronto have figured out a way to create cheaper, lighter, and more flexible solar cells, which could allow more users in the future to harness energy directly from the sun for different purposes. Basically, what the two scientists managed to do is to prevent one of the semiconductors used in quantum dots to degrade when exposed to oxygen, thus improving efficiency of light absorption. Most importantly, the new material can be mixed into inks and painted or printed onto thin, flexible surfaces such as roofing shingles. That means it would just look like a normal roof. That'd be kind of cool. This is a material innovation. That's the first part, and with this new material, we can build new device structures. Iodide is almost perfect ligand for these quantum solar cells with both high efficiency and air stability. No one has shown that before. It's not yet clear whether these nanoparticles can be used on smartphones, tablets, and wearable devices. Apple already has patents that show the company is thinking about integrating tiny solar cells into displays to improve battery life on mobile devices. Now that's kind of cool. I hadn't heard that. Okay. All right. Your turn.
I'm in the middle of reading the more up on the super PAC from Coalition. We had stories that I had in the first one, but I guess I can pick up some of the.
You can take any stories you want, that you have.
I had some. Let's see what I had up there. Let's click this one. We did the Netflix one. Oh, I wanted to do this one because Google is going to do more for taking over the world, including the intergalactic one. From the independent.co.uk, going galactic. Google in deal talks with Virgin's spaceflight company. Google could soon be going galactic if it joins forces with Sir Richard Branson's space division. The American internet giant is discussing a deal which could give it an equity stake in Sir Richard's Virgin Galactic and form a joint venture which could provide it with access to satellite launch technology. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the NX-01 Google. Not the Enterprise, the Google. That's right. Such a move would further the company's ambition to put a network of satellites into low Earth orbit with a view to extending internet access to billions more people, much faster and probably much more reliable with higher customer service than Comcast, Cox, or insert other, who could then be expected to log on to its core search engine. The addition of so many potential customers could give Google's advertising revenue a massive boost. Many people who lack internet access are not wealthy, but rapid economic development in places such as Africa promises to change that. As well as creating a joint venture, Google could also take a small stake in Virgin Galactic's holding company, which aims to create the first space tourism business, but is also looking to provide a launch for satellites and science missions. In addition to Sir Richard, several celebrities are said to be among more than 500 people to have shelled out 200,000. Is that right?
Yes.
200,000 or 119,000 euros to get their names on a waiting list for a flight on one of the company's suborbital spacecraft. Flights would include a short spell of weightlessness. However, a firm date has yet to be set, and the company faces competition from rival operations, notably Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur who recently trucked his craft to Congress and invited American lawmakers to try it on for size, while Google's equity stake would reportedly only amount to just under 20 million euros. I think that's like $27 million in American money, right? Something like that. Its involvement would crucially offer a jolt of credibility to Sir Richard's enterprise, which is operating in a field that has so far been longer on hype and publicity than it has been on actual achievement. Virgin already has one partner in the form of Abu Dhabi's Abar Investments, which paid $208 million US for around a third of the company, valuing at $900 million. It recently launched a competition to put the first citizen of the United Arab Emirates into space when flights begin.
Why am I not surprised? I mean, they have the money to throw away. You know,
I mean, it's Google. You know, like, look, you want $200 million here?
Yeah.
Here, let me pull this out of my shoe.
Yeah, your shoe. That's an impressive pair of shoes.
It's a great one. I've got this slide out portion on the bottom of it. Actually, it's all in Bitcoin. Yeah.
Really?
I got it from the DEA.
Ah.
The DEA or the who was it? Who did I get it from? Let me find this story. I lost it. No. No.
Well.
Oh, it's because it wasn't a story that I actually sent you. It was one that I found while browsing another story. It was about how the Fed is now going to be auctioning off all of the Bitcoin that it seized to the tune of $80 million in Bitcoin from Silk Road. They're going to be, let's see. Let's see if I can find it really quick. $18 million worth of Silk Road Bitcoin to be sold by the U.S. government.
Wow.
Yeah. This is over on Coindesk.com. It's getting kind of lengthy, so I'm not going to try it. But in other Bitcoin-related news, guess who is supposed to be accepting Bitcoin here very soon?
Starbucks.
Well, Starbucks and I believe Target.
Yeah.
Funny enough. Let's see. Who was the newest one? No, it was Amazon.
Well, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon was going to accept Bitcoin.
Let's see. Places that accept Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
Doggy coin.
Doge. It's Dogecoin.
Doggy coin.
Doge. I mean, there are a lot. I mean, trust me, I'm still a big Bitcoin advocate. You know, it is a great idea. It was eBay. Was it eBay accepting them?
Hey, I hadn't heard that. Okay, well,
somebody is.
Why not? I would think so.
Somebody is. I just saw it recently that somebody was doing it.
PayPal's going to accept Bitcoin.
Was it PayPal?
Yeah, I think PayPal.
Oh, let me see. Let me see if that's what it was.
Well, while you're looking at that, why don't I do this story from PC News? The Cloudflare is offering free DDoS protection.
Distributed denial of service.
Yes, distributed denial of service protection to small firms. While most sites have a security team to help combat distributed denial of service attacks, nonprofits often have limited budgets to fend off cyber attacks. Enter Cloudflare's Project Galileo, which is offering up its enterprise-level security system to help nonprofits battle cyber criminals. That's nice. They have partnered with non-governmental organizations and groups such as the American Civil Liberties Union, the EFF, Mozilla, and the Open Technology Institute to help at-risk public interest websites. It's kind of nice. Cloudflare created Project Galileo to protect politically and artistically important organizations and journalists against attacks that would otherwise censor their work, the company said. As part of the project, Cloudflare provides its state-of-the-art DDoS mitigation technology for free to any qualified vulnerable public internet interest website, any public interest website. In order to get the benefits of Project Galileo, websites must be engaged in news gathering, civil society, or political artistic speech. be subject to online attacks because of its content. They have to be a not-for-profit organization or small commercial group. Act in the public interest, broadly defined. Okay. Google last year also launched its own program to protect small websites against DDoS attacks, dubbed Project Shield. Is that any relation to Agents of Shield?
Possibly.
Could be, Good TV show. At the moment, it's still in its testing phase and invite only. It's free, but Google might decide to charge websites for its use in the future, right? Okay. DDoS attacks have been on the rise. In February, Cloudflare reported that an attack on one of its own clients peaked at just shy of 400 gigabits per second. Wow. That came after a record-breaking 2013 attack on Spamhaus that reached 300 gigabits per second. In addition, an October 2013 IBM Cybersecurity Intelligence Index report found that the average number of DDoS attacks on a single organization in a week is 1,400, with an average of 1.7 incidents per week. This week, Evernote and Feedly were the latest victims of DDoS attacks. There you go. What do you think? For free.
In the chat room. Well, I mean, it's about time. I mean, that's been one of the biggest ways to take a website out for years, has been a denial of service attack. But it comes down to they're offering their normal protection services for free, but it's weird because they've been offering this for free for a very long time. It has been free. It's not something new. You just had to set it up, and you could only have a certain level of service, certain level of ones, but the basic DDoS protection on a website has always been free. So I'm not really sure what you're getting for this hype.
Mm.
Jonathan, Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. Now, okay, so we've got a lot of activity going there. Lunchbox again, rocking and stirring the Kool-Aid. One, he made a comment about the Bitcoin. You're right. Bitcoin is valued based on its limited quantity, but even with bringing 18 million more Bitcoin $18 million in Bitcoin into the market, there's going to be a mad dash to try and acquire that $18 million in Bitcoin. And one person might throw money into it, another person might do it, but it's going to quickly dissipate into the ether or into individual wallets around the planet. So you're going to see an uptick in Bitcoin value in the short run. In the long run, as it becomes more and more acceptable, and places like Amazon and all these other big name places start to accept it, you're going to start to see it kind of level off. I mean, I think Bitcoin is in for one more major spike beforehand, before all of this, and then we're probably going to see it settle right around $500-$600 a Bitcoin. But I'm hopeful that it's going to do that, and we'll see what happens. And then on the other one, what did he say? Oh, and Lunchbox asks, how many computers would it require for a denial of service attack like that? Actually, it doesn't require a whole lot. It requires probably about 100 systems in total responding on a massive denial of service attack. Like for example, there was the network time protocol DDoS that came out about 2-3 months ago. Basically, you get every vulnerable system on the planet to respond back to one computer. You can demonstrate a denial of service attack on yourself by just having 2 computers DDoS or send an unlimited amount of pings to your primary router, and you'll see it collapse eventually. You'll see it lose the ability to deal with both of those computers, 2, maybe 4 computers at best. So it really depends on how strong your filtering and your detection rate is for how many computers it's going to take.
Right.
Yeah, 300 GPA, 300 gigs. Oh, well, let's see. How are they doing it? Again, and I don't know if they went over in the article, Craig, how they were doing, what they were using.
They just pointed it out.
Yeah, but for example, your normal ICMP traffic, I don't know how big that is, but it would probably take a buttload of computers to get to that size.
A buttload.
It's a metric butt ton.
I see. A metric measurement. Yes, exactly.
But for example, the network time protocol, the packets that were being responded to were much larger than your standard I believe that's a real measure, are much larger than your standard, ping traffic or your standard response traffic. So it just depends on how you structure it. I can get 300. I can get to that size, just doing website calls. I mean, we used to do website denial of services because we had bandwidth caps based on the amount of traffic a website could get, and we just simply reload the page over and over again and rack up the bandwidth charges and collapse it. So
yeah, this wasn't a denial of service attack, but this you know that there was a popular Twitter app that got hacked. Yesterday, it was known as TweetDeck. Was treated to a mess of random pop-up messages. According to USA Today, Twitter attempted to stop security issue on TweetDeck by inputting a code fix that was supposed to stop the problem. And evidently, that didn't work as planned. Soon after, TweetDeck was taken down for over an hour to reattempt the fix, tweeting out, "We've temporarily taken TweetDeck services down to assess today's earlier security issue." The hole caused by the security issue allowed hackers to spread potentially dangerous computer script into a tweet. Okay. Originally, the hole was believed to only affect the desktop program of TweetDeck run by Google Chrome, but users on Internet Explorer 9 are also reporting the issue. Okay, so a lot of bad stuff going on out there.
Yeah, hackers are doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, they are.
The malicious ones.
Malicious. Yes.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually had this conversation earlier today about security and everything else, and everybody's talking about it costs so much to be secure, and I'm like, it costs next to nothing in comparison to what you're going to pay to recover from a breach like that. It's just funny stuff. And I mean, like there's even this funny picture of Mark Zuckerberg here over on The Verge, but it's just funny. People are so scared about how they're gonna get hacked, and how much it's gonna cost them to get secure, to do things like that. And there's just a lot of little stuff they could be doing. A lot, just add encryption here, upgrade this little thing, take a little bit of extra time to do something security minded, and you will be more secure than the guy next to you. And that hacker will not think you're much of a target. I would much rather, as a hacker, the same principle of stealing a car. I'd much rather steal the busted Civic next to you that has its doors unlocked and the keys sitting on the passenger seat than the Mercedes or than the Bentley in front of it with a security guard standing out front. It's just add a little more to it to make yourself less a target, and it doesn't cost a whole lot to do.
Hey, listen, we're pretty much out of time. Again, I want to apologize to all of you for some of the technical difficulties that we had tonight. Not sure exactly where it comes. My suspicion is it was a bad web page that was just overloading everything, and it had something malicious. And of course, it was something that Charles sent me, so I'm not surprised.
Oh, meanwhile, let me see. Did you get this message popping up on your computer?
60 seconds.
Coming up tomorrow night, we're going to have Bond. It's going to be all Bond tomorrow night. Yes, Ralph Bond is going to be joining us from Autodesk. He's finding some really interesting stories, including a new smartphone that will beam high-definition holograms as early as next year. And Oculus Rift. Virtual reality films are also coming from Oculus Rift, right? And also a little robot that reads and reacts to emotions. Just some of the cool stories that he's going to have with us tomorrow night. So please don't miss it. It's all happening tomorrow, and hopefully you'll be here with us too. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy.
Or runs Windows Millennium Edition.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Seconds.
Have a good one.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, we'll say goodbye to all of our friends at Google Hangouts, and yeah, exactly, and again, sorry for all the commotion here tonight. I don't know why I'm red. I am.
Suddenly, it's very quiet.
Oh, there we are. No, I came back with an error. I'm back. I don't know what's going on. Whoa! I mean, when I quit it did that, but evidently I'm back. So again,
the broadcast is still going.
Yeah, the broadcast is still going. So I'm going to say good night to everybody in the chat room. Night. Oh, thanks. Lunch.
Lost your audio.
We'll see you tomorrow. And we'll say goodbye to the chat room. And we got there. And I guess we'll say goodnight to all our listeners on our live video stream page brought to you by Otherworld Computing. And we hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. And I won't be red. You know, I wasn't red before, was it? It just popped out of nowhere, right? When you saw me earlier.
You turn red when you're flustered.
No, I don't turn red. That's the strange thing. I don't. No. All right. Anyway, we'll say goodnight to everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Say
Good night, everyone.
Yes, good night.